Here we go. Hey, what's going on? Oh, wait, let's do that again. Hey, what's going on? Charles Austin here. And let's be fit forever. So, this evening on another Thriving Thursday, giving you healthy tips to help your health thrive. And we're here every Thursday. Look, this is the second week in a row. I told you last week that I kind of kicked this off back in 2024, but wasn't able to figure out a nice little groove. But I think we're gonna go ahead and hit the stride a little bit here in 2025. So I'm live here on YouTube and IG. So again, follow me on Instagram at Fitness Charles. Make sure you like this video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn those notifications on so that you don't miss any of the awesome, I almost said something else, awesome content that we have here on the channel. And I don't know why I always say we, it's I. There is no we. But anywho, so real quick, just a little intro before we get in. And you know I try to keep these short and sweet to the best of my ability. Normally I'm doing these streams when it is getting near my regular time of food consumption. Most of the time I take big gaps in between meals. People call it intermittent fasting or whatever. But it actually is a good idea to help with your digestion. It helps lower your blood sugar, etc. Lots of things, but we're not talking about that tonight. So by the time I get to these times of the night, I'm normally pretty famished. But anywho, so tonight we're going to just talk a little bit about teeth, okay? Your pearly whites, or in some cases, it might be somebody's pearly yellows. I hope not. Or their pearly browns. I definitely hope not. But anywho, that's what we're going to talk about here tonight. So real quick, yeah. So for my folks that's watching on Instagram, I'll probably be moving that phone around to show you a couple of screenshots here and there. For my folks that's on YouTube, obviously, hey, check out the screen share that we're going to be showing here tonight. So without further ado here real quick, like I said, we're picking this thing up already. First thing I wanted to kind of talk about real quick is what exactly do our teeth look like? So let's go ahead. And I'm trying out different things, y'all. We're going to see how this goes. All right. But what are human teeth? What do they even look like, right? So as you can clearly see through all the imagery that we can find, this was just a random search, right? Just human teeth, right? So what do they look like? So they're kind of all over the place with all the images. But, you'll get this nice looking one here. We'll get some teeth, look like this. They'll give you a diagram. And as we scroll a little bit through the imagery, again, most of the teeth, different kind of pictures, different kind of diagrams, but there's something common about all of the pictures when you look at human teeth, even the ones that, we see the old ones here that are in the skull as well. So there's something that's very common about all the teeth. Hopefully you've been able to pick it up, but it's the fact that they are not very sharp, okay? So before I go into some more information, I came across this cool video. I wasn't really looking for it, and I was doing a little research on, teeth and human teeth and what do we use them for and all this kind of stuff. And I came across this video and I want you to check it out. So let's see here. Make sure my microphone's good. All right. Give me 1 second. Oh, let's go this way. Tell you what, we're going to go this. We're going to do it like that. All right. And away we go. Hopefully we got the microphone working. Let's check this out real quick, y'all.
Lions have them, hippos have them, and even you and I have them. Canines. Those long, pointy front teeth. They're actually the longest teeth in the human mouth. So what are these long, sharp teeth doing among our short, stubby ones? Well, contrary to popular belief, it's not for tearing and ripping meat. The real reason is actually much more romantic than that. Human men today have 10% longer canines than women. And this difference isn't unique to our species. Our close relatives, gorillas, have it as well, to an even larger extent. Males' canines are twice as long as females'. That's because in gorilla society, males compete for exclusive mating rights to the entire female troop, and the male with the longest, most intimidating set of fangs usually wins. Over time, gorillas have evolved increasingly longer canines. But when it comes to humans, our teeth took a different evolutionary path. Our canines have actually become shorter over time. Just look at the canines on the first human, Ardipithecus ramidus, or Australopithecus anamensis versus modern humans.
Can't even say that.
In fact, our canines today are the shortest they've ever been. And the difference between male and female canines got less pronounced as well. That's because, unlike modern gorillas, who take after our shared ancient ancestors, human men eventually stopped fighting with their teeth somewhere along the way. Now, scientists aren't entirely sure why this happened. But one possibility is that our babies grew increasingly defenseless. So males had to spend more time on childcare and less time on winning a mate. As a result, all that's left in our mouths today is the memory of a more slobbery method of one-upping our peers. That's right, those canines you carry around today aren't particularly useful. For one thing, they're not long enough to grab and hold onto prey the way lions use them. And they're not big enough to intimidate predators or rivals the way hippos use them. Instead, they help us bite into food. That's it. Turns out, evolution isn't always useful. But while the truth about our canines might be disappointing, those teeth are still pretty amazing. Because anthropologists use canine size and shape to help track when human-like ancestors evolved. So, in a way, our tiny canines make us who we are.
All right, so one thing of note that I found interesting in the video is at the very beginning. So I'm going to rewind that real quick, and then we're going to move on, right? Let's see if I can find that exact spot in the video. Oh, there it is. Let's go back here real quick. And one of the most common misconceptions is that we humans are omnivorous, meaning that we have been designed to consume certain types of food. But hey, let's check this out one more time. If I can get that thing to play.
The longest teeth in the human mouth. So what are these long, sharp teeth doing among our short, stubby ones? Well, contrary to popular belief, it's not for tearing and ripping meat.
Well. All right. So again, a common misconception is that, hey, we're supposed to use we have canines, and I have this argument all the time on social, or mainly on social, or even if I have this conversation in person. But the most common pushback to us eating a natural plant diet is that, hey, we have canines, look out, we have canines, but they're not like those true meat eaters, right? So then when you kind of go through basic searches, right? And these are just, like right here, look at the search that I typed in the search bar. We're doing it here live right in front of you, right? Right? Do you want me to hit the refresh just to be clear? There it is, okay? There's the refresh. And as you can see, not specifically designed for meat consumption, okay? So there's a wonder, why, and I talk about this. If you ever watched any video that I've ever done on this channel, you'll know that the number one killer of humans on planet Earth is, of course, heart disease. And one of the contributors to heart disease is the consumption of this stuff right here. And I like to refer to it as it actually is, which is flesh or dead flesh, right? So as we continue to go, look, this is just from a a random dental office. I find different articles about teeth, and I'm getting information from I don't know, the specialist that might be called dentist. Okay. So one of the questions, the question at the very beginning, I don't want to lose my space, but the question at the very beginning was, as you see, basically, are human teeth designed to eat meat, as you can see right there? And to answer the question asked in the beginning, human teeth are not meant for meat eating, although we have developed methods to make it easier. But again, the main point is, what is the purpose? What is the design telling us about our diet, right? That's the biggest thing. Now, here's the key thing. Where is that word, right? I found it earlier in this article somewhere. But I don't want to waste your time. I lost my place a little bit here. But the point is, and I think anybody anybody who eats food, anybody who's human, anybody who has a pulse, will know that whenever you get ready to eat food, you put it in your mouth, right? And you start chewing. It's pretty simple, right? We put the food in our mouth and we start chewing. And there's a technical term for that word, and that word is mastication, right? So, as you can see right here, if we were to define this word, which we're going to do right in front of you, it means to grind or crush food with teeth, right? AKA to chew, okay? AKA to chew. Very simple, very straightforward. Now, here's the next question, all right? Here's a really, really big question. When you start comparing our teeth, we humans, we start comparing our teeth with all these ads. Oh my goodness. You can't play anything these days without a bunch of ads everywhere. But anyway, again, the question is, or the comparison is, when we think about our teeth, right? We think about our teeth compared to, I think this is going to be a no-go for me. Like trying to do the stream on my phone. Like I got my phone in my hand. I'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'll figure this thing out. But anywho, when we think about a comparison between like us, all right, our teeth, which are generally have that flat, boxy, slightly rounded shape or whatever, and they're short. And then we say, hey, what about those animals like we just saw? If we look here again, we just saw in this video, right? If we were to rewind this a second ago, what kind of animal is that? And what are they eating, right? Okay, we compare our teeth, and again, we already know that our human teeth are not meant for meat eating, okay? And then we know that when we eat our foods, we chew. Everybody has to chew, okay? Now, when it comes to, and this is, I'm gonna have to come in a little bit closer here, but when it comes to carnivores, okay, as it says here, when eating, a carnivore gorges itself rapidly and what does it say? Does not chew its food. Okay? They don't chew. All right? So your lions, your tigers, your crocodiles, and maybe even your four-legged buddy that might be sitting right next to you right now. Your dogs, and even your other four-legged furry friend, your cats, those are all carnivorous animals. And their teeth are designed to rip and tear off flesh. That's what their teeth are made for. And as it clearly states, these type of animals do not chew their food. Okay, so for all my folks out there that want to be a part of this, I'm on the carnivore diet. I'm all about the meat, and the more meat the better. Well, again, number one, if you were a carnivore, you would have to only consume meat, and then secondly, you would have physiology with your teeth to match that diet, which we're talking about our teeth tonight. Clearly, you do not have. All right, now as we go on with this question a little bit more here. As we go on with this question, right, again, our human teeth are designed to eat meat, right? Not only are human teeth better adapted for a herbivorous diet, and if you don't know what the word, if you don't know what the word herbivorous, that's just referring to herbivore, right? But so is our entire mouth. We're not going to get into that today. And this report is coming from the Comparative Anatomy of Eating that Dr. Mills published on his site. And as we see here, it breaks down so many different things from stomach to teeth to mouth and all these different things, right? But we're going to scroll down, okay, right about to where we get about here. And then we start talking about teeth. And again, human teeth are also similar to those found in other what? Herbivores, with the exception of canines, right? Now, again, if we go back to the video that we watched a little bit earlier, where is it? There's a spot in here because they talked a lot about gorillas here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. This guy right here, hippopotamus, also has canines. Okay, so I think a lot of people forget the fact that canine teeth is just a name. It's a way to name. You have things like bicuspids, you have molars, premolars, incisors. There's different types of names for teeth. And actually, canines have another teeth. They're just called cuspids. That's another name for teeth, right? So there's lots of names, but hippos have them. So just by saying canine, that doesn't mean that you have sharp teeth. That's just a name for teeth, okay? So again, our teeth are rather large and usually abut against each other. That just means they're right next to each other. And the incisors are flat, spade-like, useful for, what are they useful for? Well, they're useful for peeling, snipping, and biting relatively soft materials. As it says here, the canines are neither serrated, okay? The canines are not serrated. And if you don't know what that means, you go look in your kitchen right now, you're going to notice that you may have different types of knives. You might have knives that just have a regular sharp blade. You know what? Let's just do a live real quick. Let's pull up. Well, I don't want my search history all up in y'all business. But anyway, some other time. Okay. But serrated basically means lots of different little blades on there. Lots of different little blades. Okay. But anywho, as we continue here, they're useful for biting soft materials. And if you notice that if you ever try to bite into another animal and kill it, probably not the softest material. So again, the premolars and molars are squarish, flattened, and nodular, and used for crushing, grinding, and pulping. What does it say? Non-coarse foods. Again, our teeth are designed to eat foods that are not really that difficult, right? This is the reason why, if you notice, most of the diet of humans include things like fruits and vegetables, and most of these things are soft. Now, of course, we know we have things like carrots, which when you eat them raw, they're crunchy, so you do have to work them a little bit more. And of course, you have things like different types of potatoes and root vegetables, again, and you have to cook those down a little bit as also. And then of course we have nuts that can be a little crunchy as well. But the point is, generally these things our teeth are perfectly suited to grind those, chew them over time, turn them into a nice little pulp, and then you are good to go and get the digestive process started. So these are things that we have to be aware of. Now, here's another thing that people don't think of as we get ready to wrap this up, right? Again, so for all of I love to eat the dead flesh. I love to eat the dead flesh. I love to eat the dead flesh. The dead flesh is, that's the other thing real quick, right? Sometimes I like to just talk to the camera real quick. If you really think about it, like the dead flesh is, first of all, if you have potatoes or carrots or anything like that in your pantry and maybe they've been sitting there for a while, go look at them. And generally what you'll notice is they start growing, like it looks like little arms coming out of the potatoes and carrots. And all that is proof that food is still alive. And, you know, if you were to plant these things, it's the same thing if you cut open a bell pepper. There are seeds in there that you can plant. You can go outside and plant them, and then you'll have bell peppers, right? So with the potatoes and carrots and things, they normally growing like little roots. And if you stick that stuff into the ground, now guess what you have? More potatoes, okay? So those are the things we got to consider. With dead flesh is dead already, okay? So you're literally eating death versus eating life. And that's the things that we don't think about. We call these things like we call a dead pig, you know, a dead pig's ass, we call that ham, okay? So we got to be clear about the fact that if you're eating a ham sandwich, that's the ass or the butt or the gluteus maximus, if you will, of a dead pig. And I'm in Texas, right? And people love brisket out here in Texas, but brisket is dead cow chest. I mean, these are just the ways we have to describe this stuff. We call apples apples. There's no other name for apples. We call oranges oranges. There's no other name for oranges. We could go on. Spinach is called spinach. The only other name for spinach is leafy greens. All right, but we don't mask it by calling it pork or calling it beef. It's a dead cow. Let's just be clear about what it is. But don't mean to get off on a tangent. I did want to tell you a couple other things here real quick. So we were talking about something else. Oh, get this out of here. Something else that you might not think about, right? So when you're eating dead flesh, right, is it alkaline or acidic? All right. So there's a lot of confusion when it comes to pH balance of meat and whether it's alkaline or acidic, yada, yada, yada. Well, where to go? Meat is acidic. It's very simple. Meat is acidic. So when it comes to meat, it falls into the acidic side of the pH scale. Different types of meat, such as beef, pork, poultry. Again, look what we're doing. Dead cow, dead pig, dead chickens, dead turkey. Okay? Have varying levels of acidity. Okay? So, does consuming meat raise the body's acidity level? Yes. A high acidic food such as dead flesh can contribute to an increase in the body's acidity level. Now, what does this have to do with teeth? You might be asking. You might be saying, what in the world? We're talking about teeth. Well, let's keep going. All right. As we scroll down, here we go. Can acidic foods impact bone health? Okay. Well, if you don't know, let's see here real quick. I'm going to fix it this time. I'm going to put the camera on me, and then I'm going to do a quick search here. All right. Do a quick search. Put this thing down. All right. Just give me a second, y'all. And then we're going to wrap this thing up because, like I said, it's dinner time. Do a quick search. And my search is basically, hey, what are teeth made of? Right? We want to know, and everybody knows what it is, but I gotta make sure that I'm always showing y'all what it is. Let's see. Oh boy. Man, they're getting super technical on here. They're talking about enamel, dentin. I want to know the mineral though. Let's see. I want to know. Yeah. Now, one common misconception is that while teeth are similar to bone, they're not exactly like bone. Okay? But as it says here, okay? As it says here, one of the main ingredients in teeth is, of course, calcium. And I think everybody knew that, right? There's other stuff. We could talk about teeth all day, dentin and enamel and all this other stuff. But yes, calcium is one of those main ingredients. Okay, so as we go back to where we were reading, okay, excessive consumption of acidic foods, including meat, may affect bone health over time as the body may leach calcium. It may leach calcium to neutralize the pH in the body. Calcium is like a buffer. So basically, when you have a lot of acidity, calcium is a good way. That's why if you ever notice, if somebody has an upset stomach or they have acid reflux or indigestion, and stuff like that, right? They normally take Tums or something similar, but that is made primarily of calcium carbonate. Calcium, once again, is a buffer to help balance acidity. So again, you could potentially be harming your teeth based on increasing your pH, and that's something that people don't really think about. Most of the times we think about teeth, we think about the basic stuff, which we're going to talk about here real quick before we wrap. And that is the ways that we keep our teeth healthy, right? Most of the stuff that you know about, right? We want to make sure that we're always brushing, but again, don't do it too aggressively. Make sure you use medium soft bristles. I'm not a dentist, FYI, disclaimer. Okay, so don't come back and be like, "Oh my gosh, she told me." Listen, I'm just reading. I'm reporting. You can find this information just as easy as I did. Brush. You gotta be careful with this one. Because fluoride is known to be a neurotoxin, so you don't want to get that stuff into your system. I could do a video about this a different day, but technically it has been proven to be good for teeth, but you definitely don't want that in your system. You want to make sure you floss. You want to make sure, now when we get down to diet and lifestyle, smokers, don't smoke. There's already 1,000 reasons not to smoke. Another one is your teeth, okay? So all those wonderful, healthy plant foods that you want to eat, you ain't going to be able to do it if you have no teeth because you want to smoke too much, all right? Mouthwash, obviously. And again, here's a big one, all right? You got to do this. Right? A big one is here. Obviously, there's plenty of bad things about sugary and starchy foods. Now, don't confuse this one with, there's plenty of plant foods that are starchy, potatoes, rice, and stuff. You want to make sure you're consuming those with other more alkaline foods like dark leafy greens and things like that. But overall, the big one here is you want to watch out for sugar, right? And then also, again, you want to make sure you're consuming water instead of sugar, all right? So that's it, all right? So again, our teeth are really made for us to be consuming primarily plant foods. That's the main summary, right? Based on the shape of our teeth, and there's other stuff like we can get into. I'll do a video on Jaws, right? Not the movie, but our Jaws, right? And that's another indication about what your natural diet is. Okay, think about jaw strength. Think about how wide mouths open. There's so many different things that tell you what you're designed to eat. And then again, if the number one killer of humans is heart disease and dead flesh contributes to heart disease, that should be an indicator right there that we're doing some things that we shouldn't be doing. So again, we're supposed to be eating plants, and our teeth are part of the reason why we're supposed to be doing that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap. As always, I'm gonna remind you where you can find me. Again, there's my link tree. I've had that link all up on the screen. Where is it? You can see the link right there. Oh yeah, okay. But again, here you can book a consultation if you need some more assistance with your diet, with your fitness, with your exercise, your weight loss, anything that has to do with that human body. We need to prevent some chronic disease. We need to reverse chronic disease, get you off of diabetes medication, get you off of blood pressure medication, all that kind of stuff, right? We can talk about it. Great time to get into the 3 times the burn fitness challenge. You can actually try this for try the first level for free. You can go over to my YouTube and you can find that playlist. And you can try the first level. There's 4 levels of this fitness challenge, but you can literally try the first level for free. And then also, hey, if you're liking the information, right there, donation and tips as well. Always appreciate it. And again, subscribe to the channel right here. Again, you can find my link tree again. Subscribe, turn the notification bell on. I'm getting ready to change some of these images and things like that. Some of these are a little outdated. As you can see, short hair. Boy, that was a little while ago. Look, I barely have any hair there either. But anyway, the points remain the same. So as always, y'all follow me. Facebook, Instagram, what is it? Twitter X or X, whatever. At Fitness Charles. Again, you can go to my link tree that you can see right up there in the corner of the screen. And as always, please be happy, be healthy, be fit forever. I will catch y'all on the next one. I'll definitely be back here on Thursday for your next Thriving Thursday. And again, I'll pop up here every now and again and give y'all some more good details about how you can save your life, improve your life, reverse disease. That's the biggest thing. I know I was wrapping up the video, but here's the big thing. If you are somebody, here's the one thing I'm gonna start making sure I incorporate every single time I do a video. If you are someone who is currently suffering from chronic disease, things like diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, cancer, any of these type of things, right? Your diet can change your life. Okay, but we got to know how to do it properly. We've been lied to on so many levels about what we're supposed to be doing with our diets. Healthy, if you look at that word, H-E-L, H-E-A-L, I'm hungry, Healthy, healthy, heal thy, and then we add self to that. And the only way you can heal thyself is with a proper human diet. All right. Like I said, be happy, be healthy, be fit forever. I'm going to get out of here. I will catch y'all.